I'm having a dinner party tonight and I've created a menu inspired by what's in season in the garden. And the main star tonight is going to be roasted San Marzano tomatoes. I love San Marzano tomatoes. If you all remember, we started these back the beginning of April from seed. And here's what they look like today. So these are San Marzano tomatoes. These are the best for sauce, and I love them for roasting in the oven. And I think you don't see roasted tomatoes a lot on menus, or hardly ever. And I think it's such an underrated way to cook them. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. We're also gonna make Greek-inspired lemon potatoes and swordfish piccata.
As the granddaughter of a gardener, I learned to appreciate fresh food from a young age. Now with my own garden in the city, it's time to plant. As a registered dietitian, I'm inspired by the food I'm able to grow. I'll share my tips on how to be a nutritional cook and make homegrown the star of my recipes. Learning from educational resources, friends, and some wise seasoned veterans, I seek to uncover the secrets of gardening.
So for our roasted San Marzano tomatoes, the main ingredient is the tomato, and we want the tomato to be the star. So all we're gonna do is cut these in half, and then we're gonna cover them with olive oil, a little dusting of breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, roast them in the oven, and they'll be the perfect side dish to our swordfish and potatoes. The next thing I'm going to do, now that I have my tomatoes all ready to go, now I'm going to drizzle them with some really good Greek olive oil that I got while I was in Greece. So give them a nice liberal drizzle. I know I say it all the time, but I go heavy on the olive oil. And then I'm going to sprinkle with some Italian breadcrumbs, just sprinkle lightly over the top, salt and pepper, and that's it. If you have your own bread, or you have bread, you could make your own breadcrumbs, but for today I'm just going to use the ones that are pre-made, but you could certainly make your own breadcrumbs and then just top the tomatoes with that, with your own. So here's what it should look like before you put it in the oven. Just a sprinkle of breadcrumbs, olive oil, salt, and pepper. All right, so for our Greek-inspired lemon potatoes, I have Yukon Gold potatoes here that I picked up yesterday from the farmer's market. And I'm just gonna peel them. You don't have to peel them, but these ones have a little bit of kind of not so pretty looking on the outside, so I'm just gonna peel them. Once your potatoes are peeled, you're gonna cut them the long way. So you're gonna cut them in half, and then when it's cut like that, then I'm gonna cut it in thirds. So like kind of doing like making a wedge. Okay, so of course, for Greek-inspired lemon potatoes, we need lemons. So I have 2 whole lemons here. I'm just gonna squeeze them right in onto the potatoes. And if you get any seeds, just pull them out. So this dish is something that I have friends that are Greek, and when I was in Greece this past summer, lemon potatoes and potatoes in general are everywhere there. And I love lemon potatoes. I love lemon on anything, but I especially love it with potatoes. So I tried to recreate this dish the best I could. A lot of seeds inside, so do your best not to get a lot of seeds, but if you do, you can just pull them out. I want these to be really lemony, so I'm actually going to go ahead and squeeze one more lemon. So I'm going to do 3 lemons total. Okay, so it's probably ends up being about 3/4 or 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Fresh lemons, of course. And then we're going to use about 1/2 cup of chicken. Then we're going to use chicken broth or chicken stock, just any kind you like, just to give it a little bit more liquid. All right, and then the potatoes, we're going to cover it in tin foil, and when they bake in the oven, they're going to absorb all the liquid, which just makes them extra delicious and flavorful. And of course, we need good quality Greek olive oil. So this is olive oil I got while I was in Greece, and you could definitely do a whole talk on olive oil. This is 100% Greek olives. I know where they came from. They're organic, but any good olive oil will be fine. And I love olive oil. Okay, and salt and pepper. And then you're just gonna mix it all up and cover it with tin foil, bake it in the oven at 350 for 1 hour. Then we'll take the lid off, the tin foil off, and let it crisp up. So we have the olive oil, the lemon juice, and the chicken broth, salt and pepper. We're gonna cover it with tin foil, bake it in the oven. And now the potatoes are in the oven and the tomatoes. So it's time to cook the swordfish piccata. So swordfish is a really nice kind of heavier fish, and I like to eat it in the summer. And if you know piccata, you know it's lemon and capers sauce. So for whatever reason, someday I tried it with swordfish, and it goes really nicely with swordfish. So we have our swordfish here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna dust it in flour. We're gonna sear it and cook it in the pan, and then we're gonna add our lemon and capers and create a sauce to go on top of the swordfish. All right, so I have a bowl of just a little bit of flour here. I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, and in the pan here I have a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil heating up. And now I'm just gonna take my swordfish and I'm just gonna dust it in the flour. And this is just to create kind of a light crust on the outside of the fish. All right, so flour on all sides, kind of shake off the excess, and then put it right in the pan. And we'll do the next. All right, so that's ready to go. And you want that pan on pretty high heat because you want the swordfish to get a nice golden outer layer. All right, so I think we're about ready to flip our fish. So it should be golden brown on that wood side. So it takes about 5 minutes per side. Swordfish is pretty thick, so it does take a while to cook. And you know, you can tell when it's not ready to flip because it sticks to the pan. When it releases, it's ready. Don't fight it. gonna be so good. One of my favorite meals. All right, I think we'll be ready to flip here. Yep, nice and golden brown. Beautiful. And of course, because we're having fish, we have to use our Italian fish plate. I love these Vietri dishes. All right, so our lemon and caper sauce has reduced. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna pour it right on top of our fish. See? And that's it. Swordfish piccata with lemon and caper sauce.